What is up, Dace-tacular Nation? Welcome to another edition of the Dace Man Show. I am your host, Chris, the Dace Man Dace, and joining me as always across the table, Gibby.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of the Dace Man Show. Episode 200!
And now that you're deaf, Frank Ward.
Yeah, I'm sorry if you're wearing headphones. Wow. You can't even hear me, so...
In their defense, he's been doing it for 200 episodes, so they should be used to it now.
I don't
And
know what you're talking
for the first time on camera in our new station, Frank Klein!
Mamma mia!
Oh, yeah, Papa Pia.
What?
Yeah,
Grab it.
Papa P is the opposite of Mamma mia. He likes to be gender.
Drive a
Gender.
Kia.
Drive a Kia.
Actually, really don't. That kind of sucks.
Got a Pia. Good to see you. Oh, we're done.
Yeah, I wanted to be done, but you kept going.
We're going to keep going with it. Keep going with it.
I just wanted to see how it played out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, it is episode 200. It is a full house tonight. Thank you for joining us here on Twitch.tv, and thank you for 200 episodes. Why we're still doing it, we don't exactly know. But this past weekend was a big weekend for us here at the Dace Man Show. If you guys caught it Saturday night, we did the replay, but all of us here were involved and at South Jersey Geek Fest for the Super Smash Brothers tournament.
Woo!
God, the crowd had more enthusiasm than you guys just did.
They're younger.
We're not your puppets anymore.
That's true. Oh, God, that power.
The
That power. Let's just start random chants. And I don't. Sometimes they were chanting, and all I had to do was this, and they got louder.
I think this is how Hitler rose to power.
It probably
Pretty
is.
sure.
I
He got that
can't-
small taste.
Yeah.
And wait, you know what?
He
I
was-
got this.
He
I
hosted
got
a
this.
Pong tournament. Next thing you know, he fucking took off.
Boom.
But
Who's Pong?
I would love Pong. Like, I really wanted to challenge some of those fuckers to Pong because they wouldn't have beat me at Pong.
Oh,
I
snap.
wouldn't know what Pong is.
Exactly.
Oh.
They wouldn't be able to figure it out by the time the match was over.
Right, it's a
Yeah.
very complex game with a lot of lines and dots and...
It's only 3 lives,
joystick.
though, right?
It's oversimplistic to the point where they would just fail.
They'd be trying to find like a power-up button or something like that and be like, what is my special's not
Where's
working?
my supers? Are we playing with items?
Then BAM! In the face.
Where's the button? What's the button do?
I have no idea. You know what? I don't even think that does anything in that
It
game.
does nothing.
Or in any of the games, really.
No.
Makes you feel
No, some of the games it's a jump.
There's like 2 games where it's like, oh, we need a button.
We need a button jump and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it was a successful tournament. Congratulations to Jaeger, or Yager,
Yager.
who won the tournament.
Woo!
Jaeger.
And Suck It Vince, who came in second.
Suck it,
Yeah,
suck
lost.
it, suck it.
We won
He
our
can
trophy
lose.
back.
Yeah.
We won our trophy back.
We could be mean because now it's our show. So
And you know the best part? We have the gameplay recorded. We can study it. We can learn. We
all
can
the time.
find out how he did it.
I just want to watch his
Agreed.
face at the end of it each time.
Agreed.
Right around like the 3 or 2:54 mark on the video, you can just watch Vince realize he lost.
What
Yeah.
we need to do is we need to poke holes in his condoms so he gets a woman knocked up,
A
takes
baby.
away all his time to play Smash Brothers,
I would win.
and then we beat him.
Yeah, but
It's a long con, but it's a worthy con.
true. But at the same time, Pompadre came in second in our tournament.
Yeah.
Well-
He's got no life.
He's a kid.
And at the same time, we're, what month is this? April? So, like, if we start poking now, by the time next February comes around,
Mm-hmm.
the baby's going to
true.
be due. Like,
Yeah.
He might not be able to make it, and then he has to forfeit his.
And
Exactly.
if we give the girl fraternity pills, lots of kids.
fraternity?
For-
She's
no.
joining a frat?
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
She's gonna
There
do...
we go.
Because then he's gonna have to drive her to all these fucking meetings
Then you won't know who
and
the dad
toga
is.
parties. He's
Right.
not even gonna know he's the real dad.
So-
He's gonna be on Springer.
Or more.
Or Maury? Yeah.
Do they even exist anymore? I feel like it's just Wilco now.
Frank Ward. You are not the father.
It's because I don't have sex. Aww.
Aww.
Turned like right off the cliff.
That did.
No.
Well, I had to fill in because Trish isn't here, so I had to get the jab against myself.
Yeah,
I had my
somebody gotta do it.
keys.
Trish, yeah.
What was that?
Money.
Is it
on.
candy? Is it candy?
It's a USB of some sort.
Oh, ooh.
Woo.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Meow.
Gonna stick it in the hole.
What?
Wow. Okay, sports. Soon.
sports. You follow sports?
Thank you. You do a great job at working the soundboard, my friend.
Good job, Bump.
In NFL news, how the NFL could suspend Giants quarterback Eli Manning if it finds validity to alleged role in memorabilia scam.
Ooh.
I like
Somebody's
that.
not going to be the favorite Manning at the Manning household.
He was never. I don't think ever. Like, I think the dog, probably, what, Spud Manning? Probably he's a favorite above
I
Eli.
think he's got more rings,
Yeah,
though.
Spud.
He's got more rings.
Does he?
Yeah.
No, doesn't Peyton have 2?
Peyton has 2.
Peyton has 2, Eli has 2. I think it's 2 and 2.
I think he has a chance to get, well, maybe not.
But then Peyton also has, like, half the records now, too, because he stole a bunch from Favre before he finally, retired.
Most touching
Downs.
TDs.
Touchdowns, yes. Passing touchdowns.
Passing ones, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
He's got most passing yards, too, right?
I think so, yeah.
If Eli gets fired, he should become an artist, and then he'll be painting Manning.
Yeah, so thanks for joining us. Get the fuck out!
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
an NFL spokesman declined comment on Monday, and for sure, pro sports leagues rarely have good reason to enter the business of commenting on hypotheticals, particularly on a matter that's sensitive and inflammatory. Still, consider the NFL's personal conduct policy, which is issued per the commissioner's authority to address this and sanction conduct detrimental to the league and professional football. I'd love to hear you read this.
No.
It covers a staggeringly broad range of infractions and circumstances.
Who knew
Pretty
sports people knew such big words?
Pretty sure it's like an adjective or adjective noun.
Adjective noun.
Adjective
That is a new one.
Yes.
It's a noun that describes a noun.
I don't know. But it's something.
A player doesn't have to commit a crime for Roger Goodell to impose discipline.
Damn right.
It says it's right in the policy. Even if your conduct does not result in a criminal conviction, if the league finds that you have engaged in any of the following conduct, you will be subject to discipline.
Discipline.
So it still doesn't say like what the hell he did.
But what it really says, like, if Goodell wants to, he could just go, hey, Gibbs, you violated policy. You need
I know,
to.
man.
You're done.
I jerked off too much.
Yeah, in front of children.
So apparently in Manning's
Still do that.
April
Never.
2010 email that asked equipment director Joe Skiba for 2 helmets that can pass as game used may be too vague to be determined as complicity. But Exhibit 18 could be much more difficult to explain.
18. It's a big one.
18 purports an email exchange provided by the plaintiff Eric Inselberg from August 2008 in which Inselberg writes to Skiba, "Hey Joe, my buddy was offered an Eli game-used helmet and jersey. Are these the BS ones Eli asked you to make up because you didn't want to give up the real stuff?" Skiba's reply is listed as BS ones. You are correct.
Told
So,
him.
email exchanges seems like what's burning them.
But what
Everybody
is?
should delete their emails if they're famous.
I'm confused.
Or,
So,
like, use a different phone or something.
Is he getting money for it, or is he just passing it off as legit to fans?
I'm sure they get a cut of it. If it's something that's Eli Manning or something, I'm sure they get some sort of cut.
He
I mean,
goes to-
I could see it being an issue if they're getting money for it, but it's just giving it to fans. I don't think it's an issue.
Probably
Well,
sold it.
And the fact
That's
that,
what I'm saying. If he's selling it, I think it's an issue.
but even if they're not getting money, if they're lying to the fans on what it is, saying this
Makes
was
that
this
fan's
was
fucking
game,
day, though. I don't see an issue with it.
but then when they find out it's wrong, it's terrible.
You know how hard
Terrible.
it's...
Look, if
Who
they
the
don't,
fuck would find out if it's...
because of this. Otherwise, no, nobody would have known. Nobody would have been the wiser. Would have moved on. But the fact
Yeah.
that now maybe they could find out that it was a lie, then you have a lawsuit. Which do you think the NFL wants to handle a lawsuit?
I don't see it's a. I don't think it's a lawsuit though. How? If there's no money exchanged, how is it a lawsuit?
I'm sorry. You meant like if it was one of those like they threw it to the fans at
Charity
the end of the
auction or
game or
something.
something like that.
Yeah, or
Oh.
fucking, or even if it's like
Okay.
it's a fan wants, oh yeah, I would love blah blah blah, and you just give him something. As long as there's no monetary exchange, I don't see.
Is the NFL trying to say, "Oh, it's our property," though?
Could. If he just took he took it from the equipment manager.
Frank just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah,
He
but
just
maybe,
drops
but
a
that
bomb.
has nothing to do with the whole BS thing. Then that no matter what, that's NFL property.
But
Yeah.
Eli gave it to him.
But
And then
still,
the
no
guy,
matter.
the
That's
guy.
so stupid.
Or do
It's
they?
still stupid, but I actually think you're right on that one. Technically, yeah, I can see
Wait.
grounds for suspension off of that.
Is it the players once they wear it? Like if they wear it, then it's theirs.
no,
Like maybe there's some
technically
in the
it's
contract.
Everything has the NFL stamp on it, so it's always the NFL's.
Then it has nothing to do with whether it was BS or not. Then
And you're bypassing their merchandise stands. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
They fired Earl Hebner from WWE from taking shirts that were given as like comp and selling it in the parking lot. And Earl Hebner will never be allowed back in the WWE for it.
Huh.
Earl.
I guess I could see it either way.
That
but
was selling,
that's
Selling,
an interesting spin on it.
Maybe Eli sold it. Or
I mean, if he's selling it 100%, yes, there's an issue here.
That would be my bet. Like,
What if he's taking it to Pawn Stars on the History Channel?
Yes.
that's
I
probably
don't know if this is legit. I have to call somebody.
Chumley.
I call a buddy of mine. And then
Chumley.
Peyton comes in.
Yeah, Chumley comes over.
Who?
Chumley.
he's a fat idiot
Oh.
of the show.
Of
He's
the
part of the show.
He's part of the show.
I
was
probably should.
picturing the chick from Street Fighter. I don't know why.
That's Chun-Li?
I thought he was just saying it wrong.
Yeah, well, that's
sorry.
fair. That is a fair point.
And
It
also, I
was.
probably
Pretty good
shouldn't
point.
say that he's the fat idiot. I'm sorry, Chumley. You're beautiful.
Well, he's actually
Still an idiot, though.
He's getting
He's-
skinnier.
he is
yeah,
getting
he's
skinnier,
a
yeah,
lot
he is.
skinnier. He went on
Because
a
of Subway sandwiches.
crazy diet.
And the whole false dead story. Like, there was an article going around that was fake that he died.
Yeah, because he's fat.
So that probably makes you want to lose weight. Like, I'm so fat, people are believing I died.
Yeah.
That's time to change.
What's called the son actually started losing weight too.
Did you say
He's
the
not-
sun-
he's not-
Wait, the sun is losing weight?
We all
Oh,
wanna
shit.
die.
I
That's
forgot.
bad.
I forgot what his name was. But yeah, he's
Steve.
not as much as Chumley though.
Does he ever actually say the son's name? I think in the intro it's like with my son. Oh no, I think he says his name. With my son Steve.
Yeah,
Jack.
I
Rick.
can't remember
No, Rick is the
Steve.
main one. Whatever. Moving on. Go.
Go.
We're
All
way
right,
away from
MLB
sports now.
stats. The Orioles and Yankees are tied for first in the American League
I'm a
East.
little upset.
Because of that.
No, you didn't say anything about the thing happening in Philly.
The draft is
Well,
in Philly.
I guess we could do that.
Oh
next
no,
week.
that would suck for Gibby's commute.
Yeah,
Moving on.
Now that I think about it.
Or we could talk about next Tuesday when it's actually in that week.
Yeah, or the week after when it's over.
yeah.
And he won't be able to make
Yeah.
it back because of the traffic. Like it.
You know how hard it is for me to get home? I have to take like the complete back roads right now because it's how fucked up it is.
The Red Sox are in third, Rays are in fourth, and the Blue Jays are 2-10. God, it sucks to be in Toronto.
Oh, it does.
The American League Central sees the Tigers leading their division with the Twins a game and a half behind, the Royals and White Sox 2 behind, and the Indians 2.5 behind. Over to the AL West, the Astros are leading their
Wait
division.
a minute. Didn't the Miami people sell all their good players to Toronto?
Were they the real good
Wasn't it
players or
like-
were they the
like the
BS
prior
players?
year?
Probably got traded. It was a couple years ago because they also took the Mets pitcher R.A. Dickey,
Okay,
the
yeah.
knuckleballer.
What did they do? Lose all their players?
I think so.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Astros
dawned
are
on me.
leading the West. Mariners are 3.5 behind. The Angels are 3.5 behind. The Rangers and the Athletics are 4 behind. Over the National League, the Nationals are in first place with 7 wins, 5 losses. The Marlins and the Mets are a half a game behind. The Braves are a game behind, and the Phillies are 3 behind. But they have the Nationals number because they keep beating the Nationals.
I like it.
The NL Central, the Reds are leading their division with 8 wins, 5 losses. The Brewers are a half a game behind the Pirates and the Cubs are 2 behind. The Cardinals are 4 games behind. And the NL West sees the Rockies and Diamondbacks tied for first. Dodgers in third with 2 games behind. Giants and Padres with 4 games behind. Over to the NHL. Did I just X out of it?
Oh, the NHL guys. They're skating on ice.
Yeah, hockey.
Playoffs. Woo!
Montreal leads the Rangers with 2 games to 1. They play right. They're actually in period 1 right now with a score of 0-0. The Penguins are leading the Blue Jackets 3 games to nothing. It's do or die for them.
Do or die.
Blue Jackets?
Wait, they kill people?
Exactly.
Did they
Who
lose?
the fuck are the Blue
Exactly.
The
Jackets?
Columbus Blue Jackets.
That's a real team.
They've
That's a
had,
real
they've had
team.
a lot of expansion teams since probably
should've
you
seen
last
me-
time, yeah.
Should have seen me try to look it up last week when I found out they were going to the playoffs.
Wait, this
Yeah.
is we're still in hockey, right?
Yeah.
There's a what?
There's a
Like,
lot.
They
there's
showed
a
up wearing
lot of
blue
new
jackets.
teams,
They're like,
yeah.
what should we call ourselves?
Their symbol is the American
No, their
flag
symbol's a
around
blue
the
fucking
star.
jacket.
No, it's not. It's like their Ohio flag and then around a star. It's stupid.
Did they really
boring
love-
is Columbus, where they're like, we need something intimidating. Got this blue fucking jacket.
How
Do you
come
think-
you got like the Cleveland has a team for football? Like, why are these random cities in Ohio
Because random people like hockey.
get sports teams?
Cleveland's not
Because
random.
Cleveland rocks.
Cleveland's got quite a few
It's
sports
got the
teams.
Rock and
like-
Roll Hall of Fame.
And all,
Oh, yeah.
That's not like if you think
It's
like
soccer.
It's
whatever.
actually a pretty decent city.
it's probably the biggest city in Ohio.
Alright,
But also,
we'll go
but
with that.
do you think they meant denim jacket? And they're like, no, we can't be called that. Like, that's
Oh
way
my
too
God, I hope
80s.
so.
And they're like, well, what? It's blue. Blue Jackets, yeah. We'll go with that.
The blue pleather jackets with the silk interior. All right, can we?
That's way too
shorten
long,
it a
yeah.
bit?
Well, the Penguins are just spanking the fuck out of them, so they lose today, they're out.
Damn,
Penguins
Pittsburgh
spanking,
is just
got
going
one
cray
foot.
cray. Yeah, I wonder. They're actually so close together. I wonder if the fans actually try.
It's
Yeah,
only a 2-hour drive to Cleveland. from
that's what I'm
Pittsburgh.
saying. They're like literally right next to each other.
People did that with the World Series in 09.
That'd be
Phillies
kind.
and Yankees.
Oh
It was
my
it was
god,
called the
yeah.
Interstate World Series.
See, that would actually, to me, that would be quite fun if you think about it. If,
And
especially that
expensive.
close. Well,
And stabbing New Yorkers.
yeah, you ain't kidding on that
And
one.
stabby Philly people. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
where
actually,
appropriate
I actually
attire.
didn't even think of that, but yeah.
Okay.
But you can actually get legit.
Cleveland and Pittsburgh might be more friendly.
But you can actually get legit friggin' like fans there the entire like.
Cleveland.
It would actually be
Think Americans.
crazy crowds. I like it. Go ahead. Sorry.
The Edmonton Oilers are leading the Sharks 2-1.
Quack.
That is
They
San
play today
Diego.
at 10.
Sharks get
No.
I think it's San Jose
San
Sharks.
Jose. Yeah.
The Washington Capitals
Quack.
are one game behind the Toronto Maple Leafs, so it's 2-1 in that series.
Boo.
The Ottawa Senators are leading the Boston Bruins 2-1.
They're senators.
Bruins.
Now,
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
really old.
Fucking hockey.
Really
Fuck.
old.
There's a lot of
Wait,
animals.
I'm
you don't have to
wait for
resort
this one.
to jackets and senators.
The Minnesota Wild
Which is wild. Woo!
Oh wow!
are 3 games behind the St. Louis Blues.
Like,
Now we're just
Damn.
going colors.
no, okay, so
Yes.
for one, Minnesota had all this wildlife, and they're like, what animal do we choose? We already used the Timberwolves for one, and we were the Vikings, and then the Twins, because the Twin City. What do we do now? Well, we've got a lot of woods, and it's wild. Wild, yeah!
And here come the blues, whose color is hot pink.
They were just sad. Like,
Oh, please tell me that's the color.
The hot pink. That'd be funny.
That would be fucking hilarious.
And lastly, the Disney Mighty Ducks
Quack 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 quack.
are leading the Calgary Flames 3 games to nothing.
Remember when they beat them people from Iceland and ducks?
and
Mighty
Gord,
Ducks too.
Yeah.
Because they switched their jerseys.
What the ducks?
Whack.
which is what we're going to do mid-softball season.
Whack.
Back to the Bronies.
Back to the Bronies.
Whack.
Nay!
Well, that's all I got for sports. Actually, I got one more story.
Oh.
Well, 2 more stories if you think about it.
One and a
The
half.
owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers passed away last week.
Poor guy. Poor guy.
And any of you who followed wrestling between 2003 and 2007, Rosie, the superhero in training who tag teamed with the Hurricane,
Oh,
passed
no.
away today.
Oh my
He's
God.
also Roman Reigns' brother in real life. So,
I didn't know about that.
yep, he passed away at the age of 47. They haven't explained what the reason
Oh.
was.
Clearly,
Roids.
roids.
No, this is not a guy that did roids.
Oh.
Could be a weight thing. A guy weighed
Reigns.
like 450 pounds.
Oh, so he should have done
Heart
roids.
attack.
He might have. 47.
Or he shit himself to death.
And that's all I got for sports. Coming up next is a special edition of Gibby's gaming news.
You were about to
because
say corner, weren't you?
I was.
Well, it's like a corner.
My corn.
In honor of the 200th episode, we've done a interview with Sub-Siege game developers.
Woohoo!
And we recorded it on Easter, so if you hear any Easter references, that's why.
Sorry.
So sit back, enjoy watching the gameplay. We're gonna roll right into the interview right as soon as I get over and click it. So enjoy. welcome everybody to this interview here. We're going to do Brian Gibson got to play the game a little bit. He's got a list of questions, and we'll be airing this here on the Dace Man Show Tuesday night. Brian, I'll let you take over.
All right. So I mean, like I said, I actually played the game for I guess probably about 2 hours or so. And I was actually kind of interested in the fact that it's kind of unique in the gameplay itself. I mean, it really does strike me as an RTS, but it has a kind of like a survival feel to it. Is that sort of like what you guys intended to create?
Yeah, totally. So basically, the core vision of the game was to have like a more intense RTS experience. So like an RTS which is like shorter, more focused on battle, less on the building up part, and also more intense in terms of you as a player being pushed and pushed forward all the time. So you cannot like turtle and defend, but you also have to interact with the other players and fight against the other players.
Yeah, I kind of got that feeling because a lot of it's really driven by this. I guess you're calling it the oxygen level.
Yeah.
And I guess really the only real sustainable way of actually getting oxygen sufficiently is actually engaging in battle versus your opponent.
Yeah, true. So yeah, the oxygen mechanic basically um, works like there are enemy players and there are also like neutral creeps on the map. And once you and you have like a oxygen reservoir because you are basically fighting underwater and therefore you constantly using up your oxygen. So what you have to do to constantly replenish the oxygen, also to not drown in the game and therefore lose the game, you have to fight against all your player enemies and also against the neutral creeps. And once you kill one of the units, then they drop these oxygen containers and you can collect them and restock your oxygen. In this way, you as a player constantly trying to get this oxygen and therefore constantly fighting against creeps or especially other players.
Mm. I was kind of interested as into why you guys chose to do it underwater. It seems to be very unique to this game because I don't really know any other game that takes a video game under the ocean. Is like someone on your team into aquatics or scuba diving, and is that kind of what led you to that, or?
Not quite. I mean, basically the setting really fascinated us, and also like the whole idea of you trying to constantly survive is very strong in the underwater theme. So if you're thinking about like how do sharks hunt their prey and so on and so on, so this whole underwater ecosystem where everybody tries to eat the other guys. Um, this we felt like would be a very fitting scenario setting for this, as you said, survival-driven game. Does this make sense to you?
It makes perfect sense to me. Like I
Okay.
said, it was quite interesting because you don't really see many games with an underwater setting, especially in the RTS field.
I think it's also interesting the environment plays a big role into it, where it attacks you as you're trying to attack others.
Yeah, with the neutral creatures. Yeah, it is quite an interesting game. I like the actual game mechanics and design behind it. But I know it is also in early access. I'm just curious, at what stage do you think this game is? Like, basically meaning like at what percentage complete do you see it at current in its current state?
Yeah, so we perceive the game as like 60 to 70% done. And now basically, so all the core features are in place, and now the very interesting part for us starts because we are now trying to get as much players to play the game and provide us with feedback, what they like and what they don't like, and what they think should definitely be improved or whatever. So this is like the rest is basically like adding polish, trying to understand how the players play the game, and then figure out which mechanics do we still need, and also adding more content in terms of different types of units, different maps, different neutral enemies and bosses and abilities and upgrades and whatever.
Okay, is there going to be a solo campaign for this, or is it really just centralized around this multiplayer?
So the game is definitely built for multiplayer. So as you see with the oxygen mechanic, trying to force players to fight against each other, I think this is most interesting in human player combat, not against the AI. Except the tutorial missions which are already in the game, we are currently thinking about a campaign mode, but yeah, I think in the end the multiplayer part should be the part which really stands out. So depending on the feedback the players provide, we will definitely focus on the multiplayer part more.
All right, are you looking at making ladders and ways to actually rank up, or at least compare yourself to other people within the game? I assume then,
Yeah.
if it's going to be very multiplayer centralized.
Yeah, definitely. So there's also a ranking and a leaderboard system in the game already, and we also added a total new league kind of game mode to the game. So basically, this is like a do you know like the Risk board game, for example? Like in which you can conquer different territories.
Yes.
Outside the game, and yeah, you have a league map for that. So basically, you can join with your friends, found a clan, and then conquer territories on the world map. And every time you attack a territory which is controlled by a different clan, then you fight a match of siege against each other, and the winner claims the territory.
Okay, and then so it's going to be like a grand scale battle between factions.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and how many factions do you actually see playing in that?
You mean how many participants at the moment? I think at the moment there are like 40 different clans, and every clan has like two is the minimum number of players you have to have in the clan. I think like 15 at most.
So it's not actually there's not like a limit on how many can actually be in there. It's basically just an open map and anyone can join in at any time.
You mean like how many players a clan is allowed to have?
I meant in that battleground that you're kind of describing with Risk. Is there like a set number of teams that can be playing on one particular board or map or world?
Yeah, not at the moment. So if this is maybe getting too crowded in the future, then we are thinking about like doing like increasing the map, or like adding two different maps at the same time. But at the moment, it works with the unregulated amount of clans.
Okay, is there like benefits to holding specific territories, or is it just trying to conquer the world?
Yeah, so in the end, it's basically about conquering the world, but in general, you can control like three clans can control, be like the first, the second, and the third owner of one territory at the same time, and depending on which place or which type of owner you are, basically for one territory, you gain points, and these points are also measured in a ranking, so you can see who owns the most territory.
Oh, interesting. So, how would somebody actually go about combating somebody who owns that territory? Like, is it just selecting it, and then does somebody have to be on for them to engage in a battle to try and conquer that piece of land?
So yeah, so at the moment there's like a built-in match scheduler because the system is also accessible via the browser. So you don't have to be in the game to access this game, this territory map. And then you just click on one territory, and you can ask the opponents if this date is fine to do the match against each other. So you can schedule one and find a date which fits both of you. But at the moment we are also thinking about having like a for the future, having like a battleground hour, basically like 1 hour a day, in which you can attack one territory, and instantly open a match, and if the other opponent does not join your match for like 5 minutes or so, then you instantly will win the game.
Oh, interesting. So is you guys like seeing this as in like a competitive sport, or is this really just like a project you guys are working on?
What do you mean, like
Like an esport? Is that like your end goal?
I don't think you can say that you're developing a game to be an esport title. I mean, we would be happy if this would become an esport title, but obviously for us as a small company, it's not like a goal you can really aim for. But it's definitely meant to be a very competitive game, yes.
So more about your company. How many people are involved?
In this project or in the whole company?
Well, in the whole company as well as with this project.
Okay, so like the whole company is about like 25 to 30 people at the moment. And in the main development phase of the game, which was like through to 3 to 4 months ago, the most of the biggest part of the team was working on the game. So at the moment, because we are in like the early access phase right now, we have a smaller team working on the title because we're currently like mostly gathering feedback and experimenting with new stuff. Yeah, so it's like 5 to 10 people at the moment.
Okay. So I assume you guys are working on other games as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Are they all RTS based?
No, not really. Like this is like Subsiege is basically our biggest game project in the RTS genre. The other games are more in the racing game genres.
Okay.
And we have like one huge unannounced title which we are also working right now, which will be announced like in July or so.
Okay. So what actually made you guys decide to make an RTS then, if this seems to be a step away from what you guys are used to?
Yeah, basically, we all love to play RTS types of games and also like MOBA types of games. So this is like our baby project, I would say, like our most loved project. On the other hand side, this project is quite around for quite a time. So because we started this project like 6 years ago or so in the university, and back then we were pretty bad at doing games and so on. But this game stuck around because we loved it so much, and we over the course of the years and getting more experience, we like 2 years ago we said like, okay, let's do this again, but this time for real and in good. So that's
So
basically a story about the game.
so you said something about the university. Are you guys just like a bunch of friends that all kind of graduated together and decided to make your own studio?
This was like at least for the core team, this is true. Yes. Like the 6 people core team basically went to university together, and the rest just grew over the years. The rest of the teams.
Mm-hmm. I always found it interesting how a lot of studios actually develop from college, and I guess it's just the camaraderie that comes from it. Um,
Think about it. A few of the guys we've interviewed in the past, they've all come from like a
yeah.
class or same
Oh.
I mean, I've never actually. Well, I mean, when I went to college, I went for business and architecture. I didn't actually go for like computer stuff. Did you guys actually like work very close together in the gaming? I'm not even sure what major that would be, but I assume you guys have to work really close.
Yeah, so basically, we really did our graduation in game design. The studies was called game design, so it was a bachelor degrees, and we basically did games during our studies all the time, and this was one of our projects we did there.
Yeah, but is it like a bunch of you working on the same project? Is that what it is?
You mean like back in the university or
Yeah,
now?
in the university.
Yeah, it was like there were different courses, and we were in the same year basically.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like different modules, and in one module you had to do a game together, which was like a 3D game module.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously we did a lot of the work in our free time in university, but yeah, this was like the incentive, like this module.
All right. Well, like I said, I just always found it interesting how most of these, at least the one people who we've been interviewing, have always come from basically university, and then a group core kind of sticks together.
Work on
As,
a class project or
yeah.
develop a project after they graduate.
And like I said, I just never, I didn't never realize that. I always just thought game design was kind of like one person. They just kind of like locked themselves in a room. I didn't actually realize it was. Yeah, it's definitely a lot different than what I originally imagined it. So I just always kind of interested me.
No, I think like making games is like 90% team effort, because you need so many differently talented people to do a game, like artists and like programmers and like game designers and marketing people or producer people and so on, and have totally different mindsets and totally different types of people. So it's like the most challenging part in the game development, I think, is basically the communication between all these people
Hmm.
and the team effort. So it's definitely not one guy sitting in a cellar doing this game, doing his own game.
Yes. So I have definitely learned that for doing several of these interviews. Getting back to Subsieged, I know, like I said, it was in early access. Do you guys actually have a date when you think, or like you're shooting for, to basically have it fully released?
No, not really. Like we really went like super open-minded in the early access. Really, like we intentionally didn't set a date which we forced us to reach, because we really wanted to give the game as much time as it needs, um, and to have like as much feedback loops with players and fans and so on, until the game is as polished as we think is, so it's ready to be released as a full game.
All right, it's currently on Steam early access for $29.99. Are you planning on actually releasing it anywhere else?
You mean like on different platforms?
Yeah, different platforms, or even making like hard disks and selling them in retail stores.
Yeah, I think as well, both actually. Like selling it in retail stores is an option, and also like putting it on different distribution channels, like Good or Games or whatever.
Hmm.
So all these are options, and basically it is very, for a multiplayer game like this. I think it's the most important thing is that you have a lot of players playing the game, and the more channels you offer, basically where you can buy the game, the better it is, and the more player can play the game.
Yeah, I completely agree, because really this game's gonna live and die off of basically the player base, since it seems to be centralized completely around the multiplayer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can definitely see that. Well, that's pretty much all the questions I have for you. Do you have anything, Chris?
Just the cheesy fluff questions that I kind of bring to the table. What kind of games did you play that brought inspiration to like, hey, I want to start developing games?
Like for me personally,
Yeah. Sorry.
because like for the team it's totally different ideas. But for me, basically, I'm very strongly influenced by board games actually. So I'm the game designer who's basically in charge of all the mechanics, so like the game mechanics and the balancing and all the core stuff. So I started with a lot of different board games, but the inspiration I took for this game was basically like StarCraft, and the very early beginnings of Dota. Like the Dota back then was like this Warcraft 3 fun map and so on, like this early. So I think these two games are kind of inspiration for Sub-Siege as well.
And then I've got one last question that unfortunately our third co-host Frank Ward couldn't be here, but I'd be remiss not to end an interview with this question. What's your favorite Pokemon?
Turtok actually.
There you go.
There you go.
Mine's Squirtle. he rolls squad deep, but I know every interview we've ended with, Frank's ended with that conversation.
That is right.
But I think it's a pretty good question to end an interview, actually.
You know what you're going into battle with after that point.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for the game. It's an awesome game. Like my co-host Gibby had said, that you can get this on Steam today in early access. Thank you for your time, and it's been a great interview.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Awesome. Enjoy the rest of your holiday.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Bye.
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 Following interpretation is brought to you by Taste and Good Form.
Tell me something, my friend. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Wait a minute. You ain't heard nothing yet.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Welcome, everybody. No! There it is. Another edition of Frank's Corner, because I'm here. Hi, I'm Frank. How you doing?
He's not here, guys. Don't let him lie to you.
So, in light of our most recent weekend,
Where I'm tired.
hosting the Smash Brothers tournament,
Smash!
I figured we're going to start doing more of these. So here's your little insight on what Super Smash Brothers Wiki.com thinks is the best players to be.
That's where I got my 140-page thingy printed from, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, I clicked
Kill the rainforest.
I clicked every single one of them and copy pasted their entire page.
And though, to be honest, and you'll notice as I go down the list, if you go back and watch the tournament, most of these top tier characters are not in the tournament. So
Yeah.
I don't know for sure the whole logistics and how they figured it out. They were supposed to take into consideration like the characters' strengths, advantages, move set. There was a word in here that the metagame and effectiveness.
Murder.
I tried to understand what a metagame is. Gibbs, do you?
Is it a meta knight?
Game
I figured
is
you know what that is.
the end phase of a game, which actually shocks me because I don't think there's an end game in.
I really
Smash.
don't feel like meta's ever used like that.
The way I understood it,
Well,
which
meta game in like Dota is
Metahuman.
your meta
Knight.
it basically be your carry maxed it with 6 slots
Is it
and
meta like godlike?
their carry maxed out against 6 slot who wins hands down because of the usually character selection and item selection.
Always
So it's
assumed metagame was like with
it-
the rules.
no.
okay, my understanding from what I briefly read up, trying to understand it, was more along the lines of like when players play that character, it's the character's strategy on how they should be used.
Well, yeah,
Like-
but it's the end game. It's
Meta.
always about the end game.
But they're designed to be used in such a fashion.
Meta is a
Yeah.
prefix used in English to indicate a concept which is an abstraction behind another concept used to complete or add to the latter.
So yeah, it's more whatever. You know what? If you're listening to this and you care, you already know, and if you don't know, sucks to be you.
Yep.
Anna just taught you the English definition.
Well, I'm
of
just
meta.
trying to think. Like, 'cause if you think about it's like always the end game. Like, when you think about
Yeah.
StarCraft 2, it's going to be
Meta?
Ultralisks or Brood Lords as your meta at the end, and then it's going to depending upon who you're versing.
The
Depending
Flash
upon
is a metahuman.
And then also take in consideration the character's moveset, statistics, the matchup spread, so like how well they do against different characters, and each character's tournament results, which I don't know if that's like an
tournament,
AI
let's see.
set to
Maybe
9
no,
that they
no.
fight,
Esports?
or
Probably,
just in general,
probably going to be. Yeah, I would say more like an esports,
like actual players playing the characters and how
like
often
actual tournaments. Yeah,
how
'cause there's a
often
ton of
this
them.
character somebody plays
Yeah.
this character and wins or does well.
Correct.
And the way this list is set up is most fighting games, it's a tier list because there's characters that are very similar and they're gonna have very similar
I'm actually-
positives.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder
I'm pretty tan.
if
So
the people who played in
Okay,
our
beat.
tournament are playing what I would consider
I'm sitting outside tomorrow.
easier characters for newer players.
And see that I don't know if that's factored in about the ease of mastery. Like
Like I already
How-
know,
how-
like the one I'm thinking of, which is at the last tier, is like because he's kind of easy to
Spoiler.
play. So I'm thinking I wonder if that's the reason why he's down there.
Everybody bitches at the number 1.
But go ahead.
They kept bitching about it when we get ready to host the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. They kept saying, "Oh, we're banning that, right?" I'm like, "No."
Banning what?
well, okay.
I don't
So
spoil it.
did you have something you wanted to add? You started to say
Yeah,
something.
how hard it is to use those moves for the character. I wonder if that's factored in because some of those moves are really hard to pull off on certain characters.
Right, or understanding the timing, getting the mastery of the whole
Yeah, yeah.
ability. Like
Go on.
I can see that.
you know, some things are easy to use, but how well
But-
do you master it as opposed to something else?
I think a lot of it's going to be like he said, it's professionals.
Yeah.
So they're all going to know their class. Their
So
characters, whatever you want to call them.
the top tier class that I have,
Top tier, guys. Top,
top
tier.
tier. So no necessarily particular order. I mean, I guess they're still kind of ranked above each other, but more or less these are the top ones that you should be able to
You
pwn
should
noobs
pick
with.
99.9% of the time in your tournament aspirations.
Unless you're me, because I didn't do so well with this first one, which is Bayonetta. Which that's the one everybody bitched about.
Bayonetta.
I did well with her for a little bit when we were messing around the other night. But
What
the other
game
night,
is
I mean,
she
like,
from? Because I don't even know.
why do you ask that question? When I don't know.
Well,
What?
Gibby, do you know who the hell she's from?
I think it's her
Bayonetta.
own game. It's her own game.
I think, yeah.
Hold
I think
on,
it's its own
hold
game.
on.
I think I have Bayonetta.
Bayonetta and Super Smash Brothers. Let's see, Bayonetta. Hold on, the Wi-Fi in the basement's a little
TikTok. No.
most
Oh,
recent non-Smash Bayonetta 2. Yeah, it's her own game.
franchise.
Yeah, I was
Uh,
gonna say, yeah.
Console Origins PS3. She's a human, female.
She's guns, swords. She has like everything.
She's got some weird like magic fist thing that comes with her too.
Oh, I don't like girls with magic fists.
No
Yeah, you
way,
did, baby.
girl. You don't want to deal with
I
that.
don't want that.
You don't want to deal with that.
It's going right up the ass.
So-
at some point.
They'll hurt you.
So she is number one that you should be able to just own life with.
Winner.
Nobody in the tournament chose her.
Again,
Winner.
everybody bitched. That
Winner.
everybody wants us to ban her.
Yeah.
They feared her, but yet nobody picked her. I don't know how that all works out.
So what you're telling me is I need to
Play
start playing
Bayonetta.
Bayonetta. And yeah, okay.
Maybe nobody picked her because nobody uses her because she's banned. So maybe they have no experience.
Maybe.
I don't ban her.
Ooh, that's actually a good point. But
They bitched about her.
Well,
and
they
the
had
other
she
one.
has somebody has to play her in order for her to get banned.
To be fair, most of these characters,
That's I mean
Yeah.
it's kind of a two-edged sword there. Yeah.
and actually watching what's his face? Was it Kuriatu
Kurisu.
Carrot Head?
Kurisu.
He played as Yoshi,
Yes, the only were
the
No, we
only
had
good
two.
Yoshi.
We had two good. Yeah, yeah, the only good Yoshi.
But watching him play as Yoshi, it proves that if you just pick a character and play enough of it and learn to master it,
Yeah,
you can
he was
hang with the
kicking
best.
ass
I'm
at
actually
Yoshi.
I'm actually
You
kind of
can hang
curious.
with the best.
Face Vince.
Where's Mario on this list? I'm just curious.
Well, we'll sooner or later get past number one.
Let's go get past that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm actually kind of curious.
Spoiler
now.
alert, not number 2. Number 2, believe it or not, is Diddy Kong.
Now,
Once
I
again,
I
nobody
just want
picked, right?
I just want to
Correct.
say, while we were there, people said
I might only do like the top 5.
That sounds about right.
a lot of the people there said that Diddy Kong got like a huge nerf.
Like a patch update took him down.
Well, they said
Maybe.
because it went over into the Wii U, which is why I questioned where his list was coming from. He said when
All
they went
fair.
over into the Wii U, Diddy got nerfed like hard for some reason. I don't know
Well,
why.
Maybe he was way ahead of everybody in the previous game. I don't
Yeah.
remember him in the previous game.
Previous
I.
game,
I do
for what
remember he
it's-
shot a peanut though. I don't know why.
real quick before we get even more sidetracked. Previous game, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Meta Knight was actually top tier. He was above the top tier. Like, he was supposed to be just more or less unbeatable. Is the ranking system here. Shut up. Then it was the Ice Climbers. Then it was the stupid dude from...
Wait a minute, what is this?
Climbers
This is
didn't
the
even
prior?
come.
Is this
Yeah,
the
this is
prior
prior.
list? Okay, go ahead.
I like
Metal Snake.
Olimer.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But that's because you have all the pike. Because the problem is a
Yeah,
lot of them
Pikmin.
with the
And then-
multiple of them.
And
were
then
kinda
then
broken.
Diddy Kong was there. So he was actually still the A+ rating. Like, he was still top tier. They may have nerfed him from where he was there, but he's still on the toppest tier here of he's good. Anyway, moving on. Cloud. Next on the list, which I've heard a lot of people say Cloud is OP.
Yeah.
2 or 3 of them, I think, in our tournament.
Yeah.
There wasn't many, but there was a handful.
And there was a
There
viewer
handful.
that was dressed up as Cloud.
Oh yeah, there was.
Is
Go
that
on.
what he was?
I assume.
Oh.
No, he wasn't Cloud.
Oh.
Then I'm out.
He was.
I'm
I
glad
think he
we're-
was from Bleach.
I think we're thinking of the same person,
Oh,
too.
that is that. He, was
Black
the guy-
hair guy.
he stood behind me the whole
Yeah,
tournament.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was. I don't know. I don't care.
I actually had fun.
But I think he was Final Fantasy. But I don't think it was Cloud.
Just saying.
Good for
I'm
you.
glad. I mean, nobody asked, but I'm glad you did.
Right, that just out of nowhere. I pooped today.
I really didn't actually go through the convention much, but I had fun.
It was small. I mean, like, the way they're
They need a
growing,
bigger
they need a
venue.
bigger place.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Anyway, unrelated. So moving back to
Glad.
what I'm here for.
I did
Why
like
am I here? I
did
don't
like the
know.
people fighting with swords though.
Yeah,
Sorry.
You done?
I didn't like their positioning.
You
I
done?
didn't like their positioning either, but it
No,
was
no,
pretty
no.
nice. Sorry, go ahead.
Sheik is next,
Which
they separated. Yeah,
That's
go on.
stupid.
Who beat
I-
Hulk Hogan?
Agreed. Was there any?
I break his back and I humble him.
I think there was what
One Zelda, and it was
No, I think.
But it
that
wasn't Sheik. It wasn't Sheik
Sheik.
though.
I thought that we had one Sheik too.
no. Your memory
No?
is terrible.
Okay.
Which
go ahead.
I think I agree with you though. Why they separate the two?
Because
get
why
it.
not? I don't know the
They're going
difference.
for character count. That's all it was.
Actually,
I don't know
well,
what the
probably
difference
because most of the time, like anytime you played as Zelda,
You went right to Sheik anyway.
yeah. And then, well, why don't we just have Sheik? And then people are like, but they know Zelda. So probably number 5, Sonic.
Cool.
Sonic.
That's my dude.
So if you just get better, you could
Yeah,
be better.
yeah.
You suck, Frank.
Then we have Mario,
Really?
which we had a couple Marios in the tournament.
Yeah.
Holy
we had
shit.
Star Spangled Mario.
We had
Soviet Mario.
Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
Kakistan.
Pakistan.
Yeah, what was Kak? Why did people keep yelling for Kak?
I don't know, but they came back and watched the replay and kept yelling for
yes, they
Kakistan.
kept doing it too. It was great.
So we support Kakistan.
Pakistan.
Do we?
We do now.
We do now, yes.
They-
Pakistan.
We're
They
huge
loved-
in Kak.
They loved him. He was animated. He got into the crowd.
Yeah, he was a cool dude.
He had his peeps.
And he
Yeah.
liked us, so we
Yeah.
win.
He had an afro. It was great.
Yeah, I like his afro.
Next up, I have
too.
Fox.
Did he beat 2 kids?
Fox.
did.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He
But
did.
then after
It
that,
doesn't
he
matter.
had
He
a-
fell to Vince.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't
like-
matter.
he got lulled in, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, hey, take the second best person out. Good luck. But next is Fox, which there was a Fox in the tournament,
No, there was 2 foxes, I think.
One was Falco.
Oh shit.
which
Yeah, you're right.
I said if you listen to the replay of the tournament, I point out that after everything was said and done, I noticed Vince was replaying the guy playing Fox and lost to him. I know it didn't matter; it was just off the records. But I watched it happen. He still fell to Fox.
Yeah.
Therefore, I'm not giving up my character Fox,
I wouldn't.
who I play as. Instead, I will think about how much I should be playing him more and practicing, even though I won't. And then next year I'll lose again.
I think a lot of it though is character matchups.
Yeah.
He
it
played the
really
same
is.
character again, didn't he?
Well,
He
the
played
whole-
Vince
Little
was
Mac
still Little Mac,
afterwards.
yeah.
Yeah.
the whole reason
Well, I'm trying to remember who
tried
Fox lost to. I think
Little
Fox
Mac.
Little Mac.
He lost to
No,
Vince.
he
and
lost to
Vince
Vince.
didn't play it again.
Okay.
Yep.
The whole reason I tried to get good at Sonic is because I literally Googled in who's good against Vince's character, and it says Sonic.
I can imagine the speed. Little Mac's got to wait for you to.
Well, I said Vince's character, so we didn't give it out away.
Oh well, no. Anybody who watched it
who
knows
cares?
who it is.
So,
Well,
but
he played Falcon this year.
But again, the biggest trick too is you still got to get good with that character that you are.
That's
With any game, any fighting style game, you have to know their moveset, get good with it.
Yeah, that's by far the biggest.
That's why I
key.
stick with Link.
And the thing that throws me off, like I know
Link
Fox
is on your list.
I know Fox's moveset,
terrible.
but he's faster in this version than he was in others.
Mm-hmm.
And his power's nerfed. So they increased speed, lowered the power hit.
I'm just
So
gonna
I gotta-
say,
I
like,
gotta
if you
work up to
if
that.
you look at the top tier people, they're all relatively quick with decent smashes.
Yeah.
Not great smashes.
No, but the
decent
big thing is
smashes.
you get the quick hits, boom, 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 build up damage, build up,
Yeah.
buy, build, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Rosalita and her little star buddy.
That fucking star fucks things up.
Yes.
I don't think anyone played that. Her.
No, but one of the times we were down here just playing around, I think Bomb Padre got her.
I don't think I hit Rosalina once, and I kept hitting that damn star.
The
And then
only-
the star dies and then comes back like maybe a minute later, not even.
Yeah, no, there was a way that I think Bomb found out you could summon her, or not if she died, but like if she wanders away, you can summon
Bring
her back.
Yeah,
And yeah, once he found that out,
game over.
yep. Then is Mewtwo.
Not one Mewtwo either.
Then is Marth.
Fucking
Which-
Fire Emblem.
I think we had. That's the girl fire. There's two of them,
There's
right?
Robin. Robin's the one that won the tournament.
Oh.
Which Marth, I think there was a guy that was really into Marth, one of the spectators. He kept saying something about Marth. Maybe I wasn't following what he was talking about because, not going to be rude, but I was kind of ignoring them, trying to pay attention to what was going on in the actual tournament.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I was just commentating, guys.
You were watching the fucking sword play going across.
It was great, dude. It was great swordplay. I'm just saying.
I was like dead by mid-tournament because of fucking allergies.
Oh, sounds great.
Next,
Oh, by the way, for all those who care, we're coming back in October.
Yay!
not the time to really go about that.
There's a segment at the end we
But-
call plugs.
Hey, we're plugging it now.
Anyway, next up we have Zero Suit Samus and then Ryu. Which we had one Zero Suit
wait a minute,
Samus?
did-
Was there one?
I just don't see how you could have Marth there and not Roy relatively close. I
Yeah,
feel like
really.
they're the same character. Maybe they have a different moveset. I've never played either of them, but to me they've always seemed similar.
No, they're very
Interesting.
No, I think
I like
Roy
Zero
is
Suit. My
actually.
only problem is she's too quick for me.
That's
Who?
different.
Zero Suit. That's who I played in our tournament. But my problem is, she's actually too quick for me because I don't know the game enough to keep up with the speed.
For the record, I don't think I said this ahead of time. So the top tier were the first four. Then the tier right below it, tier A, was Sonic through Ryu.
Okay.
Then we're going to tier B, which these are ones that they're good, but they're like the middle of the pack more or less. Which I'm gonna try to just
pack second tier, guys. Just saying.
Third tier.
third tier.
Oh, third tier. My bad.
I'm gonna try to speed through them. Granted, if I don't know the
Just
picture,
say
I'm gonna
all
have
of
to click
them.
on it. And two,
Damn.
he's gonna talk.
He
But you
will.
have Corinne, Meta Knight, Pikachu, Mega Man, the Villager.
Mega Man.
See, I knew he'd say something. Lucina. And then my page didn't load properly.
Mega Man.
What do you got against Mega Man?
That's just
Slow.
Yeah, he's so.
His slow and
I
his
mean,
power hit isn't powerful enough.
yeah,
so I can see why he's just
I-
average.
I
He's in the
don't-
mid range.
He's just average.
But then.
he's
when
just
you get-
average.
When
He's,
you get
he's
to,
not a
when you
heavy
get to,
hitter. And
well,
he's
my
not
only
fast.
thing is I'm comparing it to somebody else who I know is on the list who's at the bottom, and I'm like, I would think he's better than Mega Man.
This is why I don't tell you what I'm going to talk about ahead of time, because
Yeah.
now he keeps going on what he knows
Yeah.
ahead of
Yeah,
time.
but it doesn't make sense. To
So
me.
anyway, Lucario, Toon Link, Peach, Captain.
Wait a minute, Toon Link's above Link?
Well, you don't know
Yes, but yes.
that. Is he in the same tier?
No.
Oh.
And Peach is up there too.
Wow. Wait a minute.
Peach has the Peach has her Toad counter, which is way more powerful than you'd expect, and then her hip check.
Yeah.
So you keep
But she's slow.
But if you could go with those two moves and actually her get back to the map ability
Yeah.
with the stupid like
I feel like
skirt thing.
the further
floating
down the
skirt
list
thing,
you get, the better you have to be at the game.
And if you toss her up,
In general, yes.
she can like float
Well,
all the way over the front of the
Think
fucking
about it.
screen
You'll
using that.
when we get
strategy-wise, like the way it goes down, like these are the ones that if you pick up the game and just play as them, you should have a shot.
right now. Our final 4 from our tournament has not been said yet.
No.
But if any of them were to pick up something
but,
above
but
that
I'm
and decide
debating
to like
if
it might
because
be
I'm
different.
thinking like, well,
And again, this isn't this.
I feel like the people who won though are playing easier characters.
But
no,
these are
there were
based-
some Captain Falcons, which he's in the middle of the runnings on this chart.
Cause like how many people do we have in the Supreme tier there was
But
only
these,
like
these
one
are
or
also
two.
based off rankings
4.
of professional
4.
players.
But you know what
Yeah.
about Falcon?
Right.
Which
Falcon
are going to be
has
hard, which
been
I'm thinking are harder
top tier.
characters to play, harder to master, but once mastered are really good.
They've nerfed Captain Falcon down enough
But
that
not
he
only-
So
wasn't.
what I'm trying to
Yeah,
The
say
thing
is
is flipped.
so
Yeah.
so I'm thinking because we're at a lower what's called so people are playing the easier characters to master and be better at is what I'm thinking.
But what I was gonna say about Captain Falcon is he's been such like everybody knows Falcon Punch.
Yes.
Yeah.
So people know when they're going up against Falcon what to expect against Falcon. So I think that's why Falcon would be a
Move
lower
down.
tier, is because so many people probably study Falcon to know how to handle Falcon. Because everybody was spamming Falcon at one point. Everyone.
Right. No, that's a
Yeah.
fair point. Where you get to the point where you know his moves before he even knows his moves. Like you know when you're falling through there and you're about to hit the ground that he's gonna Falcon punch you
Or the
That
knee.
makes sense.
or the knee.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because, like, if you look at Hearthstone and stuff, you have like the meta decks,
This isn't a
and the
Hearthstone
meta decks
conversation, you
constantly
Blizzard
change
motherfucker.
because
Yeah. So we're down to tier C,
people learn.
which
Nobody
you have
cares about
Ness,
Blizzard.
Bowser, Luigi, Olimar, Donkey Kong, Yoshi. Who the hell are you? Like I said, if I don't know the picture, I sadly have to click on it. Pit. Oh, Pit, and then Dark Pit.
Makes sense.
That makes sense, but how is Link and Toon Link not? Okay.
Wait, I thought Donkey Kong was higher.
Really feel like I'm
Diddy Kong was
handicapping
the one
myself
that
now.
was
My
higher?
own
Correct.
tournament.
I
Diddy
know, I'm
is
thinking the
Oh,
same
wow, I
thing.
was thinking it was Donkey Kong. Diddy Kong was the one that was so high up.
Yeah.
No, Diddy. Yeah.
Shit.
Donkey. And these are the ones that are slower. So once you
Yeah.
learn how to play your slower character,
But
Um,
they hit like a motherfucker. Bowser and Donkey
Yes.
Kong hit.
right?
They
But the
hit
trick is
hard.
if you're good with the
Yeah.
quick ones,
Yeah.
you don't get hit with that. But if
Yeah.
you're really, really good with
But-
the slow ones, you learn how to hit them.
But
Then you
again,
got-
like I said, the slower characters are most likely characters they're easier to play.
I
If you
guess.
know how to counter.
Well, no,
Because there's a lot of
if
Less
you
strategy.
get-
likely to get banged off the map.
Well, you get
Yeah.
less likely to
Yeah.
bang off the map, and then the fact that it's easier to master them because they're slower, so you can master their simpler tactics. So it makes it easier to win tournaments, well, local
We
tournaments.
get, is Charizard also on that same tier?
No.
Oh wow.
In fact, the end of the tier is Lucas, Rob, and I already looked at it. Robin. Don't know how I forgot that.
Who won our tournament?
Yeah.
Yes.
And like, by the way the person
way he-
played Robin, you
Yeah.
would think that had to be like
The
Omega
character.
friggin' tier.
Yeah, because
Was insanely good with it.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Hey, our final
But if,
four
even
was.
if you look at it, I mean, Robin took a when Vince got him off, a ton of damage.
phrasing.
Yeah, a ton of damage.
Are we still
was
doing
dealt to
phrasing?
him. A ton of damage was dealt to him.
But our final four was DDD, Little Mac, Robin. And I can't remember what the hell Matthew played with. Was it Captain Falcon?
No.
The guy who beat Greg.
That was
I can't remember what the hell his character was. I
It was
want to say it was Falcon.
I want to say it was a Fire Emblem.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
was
might
thinking
be.
it was a Fire Emblem too, but I don't know their names well enough.
It was the guy
Might be.
Fire Emblem.
Was it
Was
Mars?
it
I was
Ike?
thinking it was.
No, I think it was Cloud.
Okay.
Well,
Yo, he was Cloud.
Yeah.
So those were the
Oh.
final four.
otherwise, if you want to verify these results, check out our
That's how
replay.
great our memory was. That was
Yeah.
just 3 days ago.
Well,
Yeah.
Cloud's a Fire Emblem,
Do a lot
right?
of things to forget.
Cloud was
So-
Fire Emblem, right?
That doesn't sound good.
No one wants to answer me.
Cloud is Final Fantasy.
Oh, I thought he was Fire because he had a sword.
So Link has a
You
sword.
told me every fucking sword player is a Fire Emblem.
Alright, Link has a sword.
All right,
I
whatever.
want to hear.
Like I'm mid-throw. This is midway through, and she's like, "I don't know anymore." And I'm like, "No, I gotta finish now." Anyway, so we have Ike.
Still rape.
This
Wait, what tier are we at right now?
D,
Sorry.
tier D.
Okay, go
We
ahead.
moved down another tier. We got Ike. We've got Wario. We've got Duck Hunt. We have Link.
I'm fucking
Wow.
my own tournament.
Yes.
But again, you do well with Link. You beat the hell out of me a lot of times with Link.
Again, he's a hard hitter. But I don't understand how he's different from Toon. Like, I feel like they play exactly the same.
No,
Toon
ironically,
Link.
actually, I think when Bob, you were Link, Bob was Toon Link, and he was getting pissed about how like Toon Link just sucked. Yet on this rating, he's higher. Then you also have
completely confused on
Shulk
that
and Mr. Game & Watch.
Game & Watch used to be amazing.
I don't know who
Melee.
Shulk is.
Who's Game & Watch?
Game & Watch is that little.
He's the weird, the black
Oh,
silhouette.
okay. Go ahead.
Whose moves are like, they're OP because he doesn't do much, but they rack up damage quick. Like the frying pan thing that he does and everything, it does a lot of damage
I
quick.
agree.
Moving on to the next tier.
All right,
So we're on
E.
tier E.
Okay.
So these are the ones that are like, meh. Palutina?
Don't know who that is.
How do you spell it?
You gotta click on her.
Don't worry about it.
Go.
Palutena.
Palutina?
No idea.
Paulatina?
Palutina?
Who's that?
Palutina. She, Paula,
We'll
Polly.
We'll just throw her in Fire Emblem like we did the rest.
Yeah.
She
Maybe we should play Fire Emblem.
I just assumed that everyone with a sword's a Fire Emblem character. What can I say?
She is a hoot at parties. That's all I'm saying.
Trish
Anyway, you
played her
got
in our tournament.
you have Samus.
Ooh,
And
I
then
like Samus.
Way down here you have Little Mac.
Wow.
That's
Second
shocking.
place.
That's shocking.
You have Charizard. You have Pac-Man. You have Roy, which
How's-
Bompadre plays as.
Yep.
Wow,
He's good.
Pac-Man. Okay.
Very good at Roy.
Kirby.
Sorry, he said Pac-Man. Kirby, which is understandable, but I have actually read a few things different ones that actually rank Kirby higher.
Yeah.
So
I
again,
feel
I
like
feel
if
if you
you're
learn
good
to
at Kirby, you can fucking beast.
if you master Kirby, I really do, because his little float ability thing.
Yeah. And his
you
gimmick
can
to
take your
steal.
power,
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you play him properly, kind of similar to Yoshi.
Mhm.
If you play him properly, you could. Anyway,
I
so
can see that.
you got
He could definitely adapt.
Wii Fit Trainer,
Crowd loved her.
I know. Yes. Crowd did love her.
and she did pretty well.
She
No,
she lost first round.
No, but she did well in that match.
yeah.
Yeah.
Was that
Ish.
the little girl who played her?
I think so.
No, it was Shane, Mr.
Shane.
Excitement,
Yeah, Mr. Excitement.
That little girl play that the crowd was.
Zelda.
And to be
Yeah, the
honest,
crowd was so
he
behind her. I wanted her to win the whole
he
thing.
lost to the one that was in the top 4. He got 4th place.
Jaeger?
He got the guy that got 4th. He played Cloud.
Oh, he played Matthew.
God, how do
Yeah.
you feel those people? Okay, so these guys, they probably know each other
So-
because they've been to the Geek Fest playing
Yeah.
tournament. So if you know, like, Jaeger and Vince, and first round you see you're against them,
Walk
I'd be
away.
pissed.
Walk away.
either that or like,
I think that kid Access was pissed because he knew Vincent Jaeger,
yeah,
Yeah.
and he's just to the point of like, what the fuck?
and somebody actually came to me and said, "Who did Jaeger play in the first round?" They're friends, and they didn't want to face off. They faced off in the first round in the fall tournament, and they wanted to switch.
And we couldn't
Oh.
let 'em because.
And I went, "You'll talk to Nick. Nick's meaner."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nick was like, nope,
Exactly.
it's drawn, it's how it happened.
Yeah. But that made it fair, you know.
Well, it's true.
I mean, I kind of understand what they're coming from, but it's
Yeah,
Luck
they're
of the
kind-
draw.
Yeah, it's a
It's
lot
luck
of
of the
luck
draw,
of the
right.
draw. Yeah.
You know.
Then to round out tier E is Falco and Dr. Mario.
Dr. Mario.
And Bowser Jr. I don't know if I said him.
I didn't hear you say Grey Ninja. Is that what
Greninja?
Greninja?
Greninja.
Might
No,
one
we
of the
still
ones
have
where you-
another. We probably still have more to go.
No, that was the last tour.
No, Greninja was somewhere.
It's probably one of the ones he sped through.
Yeah, probably.
Probably trying to pass through. I feel like I said that name.
I know you said
Because someone
Lucario.
played him, right, in the tournament?
Someone played Lucario, I think.
Lucario.
I suck at the new generation. That's who I meant anyway.
Yeah.
But they're essentially the same.
Same thing. But yeah, let's go.
The hell you
Next. Next.
That's it. He was done.
go? No, there's one more tier.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. Maybe he's in that.
There,
tier.
there's a final tier. No, he's
the
not.
One that I'm upset
I said
at
Greninja,
is
and I'm
he's
not
in
seeing the
tournament
picture,
all
which
over
is
the
throwing me
place.
off.
What's Greninja look like? Because I was
like
picturing
Lucario, but like a ninja.
Oh,
No,
wait, is that the froggy thing?
Lucario is
Kinda.
tier
Yeah,
B.
yeah, he
tier
calls
B.
him Froakie.
Tier big because he's fast. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, Lucario is tier B.
Well,
Well,
Froakie's cute.
Just do the last tier, dude. Let's go. Let's get this over with.
Anyway, go on.
You're the one that prolonged it, buddy.
Actually,
I ain't prolonging shit. I'm telling you to move the fuck on.
You complained about every person. In the
I just want to bitch about this last tier.
Okay, well, first one, King DDD.
Why? How the hell is that last
At
tier?
least
Jesus
three-
Christ.
Hold on, at least 3 people.
What they've
picked
been waiting for.
fucking him.
I think
And-
4 people.
Yeah, maybe.
There's no way. How? I
And
just.
he was insanely good. He does a thing where he can hang off the edge of the fucking map.
He's got a crazy
and
escape.
Hit the hammer upwards.
That is a
That's
shit.
fucking insane.
I'm just saying, he's got a crazy escape. He can jump off the map, slam you down, and then still have the ability to fly back onto the map.
Absolutely.
Like,
He can, dude. There's people fighting at the very edge of the thing,
that's not,
like on top of each other for like minutes, not getting leg up on each other.
how,
Well,
I don't understand.
That was both. That was DDD versus DDD. So they
That
were
was
both
a
using
great
the same
map. That was a
tactic.
great matchup. It was quite
So
hilarious.
that's the difference.
Yeah.
If you've, even if they are good or shitty players, they're using the same tactic. Real quick, Greninja. It's
What-
a very bad picture. It's not a good picture, Greninja. Like,
One, and I think
Yeah, let me see what this thing looks like.
I don't
does
care.
that look like Greninja to you?
Sure, whatever. I did not realize, by the way,
That so he's in the same tier as Lucario.
Oh, okay.
that you can actually taunt in this
Let
game.
me see.
And that's all I'm going to do in our next tournament.
Okay.
Like, it's
taunt,
not a
taunt.
good picture when I was trying to scroll through. So there you go. That's what they've been waiting to say. Then
Go
after
ahead.
you have Ganondorf.
That's another good character.
another
Like,
good-
but
that's
say again,
Ranking the really slow people.
this is well, that's what I'm trying to say because I feel like they're easier
No, I know, you
characters
said it
to
every tier.
play, but it's just to me like these are the characters I could do decently with because
Yeah, maybe.
You suck.
No, these
well,
are the
yeah,
ones that like.
obviously
If you have a faster person, you should be avoiding these big hits.
Yeah.
the big hit.
Straight up.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like all the damage hitters who we thought would be the ones on the Britain's playing. Is, I don't know.
So this is ranked off if you're good. Because if you're good, you shouldn't be getting hit by those random big hits. If you're not good and you're going off of luck like us just playing around, yeah, Ganondorf's going to fuck Sonic up because you're going to roll into a big punch and take 60 damage.
Right.
So,
And do my little jumpy thing that I do all the fucking time. I spam
Yep.
the shit out of it.
and then the me gunner, me
The
shooter,
the
me
universe people.
Yeah, me universe
all those
ones,
guys
yeah.
are down here too.
That's because they start off with 0 stats. Like, you literally start off as a blank slate as a me, and then you build your stat. You have to custom your me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they're not even allowed in any tournament.
Because of that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's why they're
interesting.
probably at the bottom here because most of the tournaments
Would just
don't
ban
allow it.
them,
Yeah.
Then you have Zelda.
So
Yeah, wow.
something that's banned is ranked above a character that isn't banned.
Yeah.
Wow.
And unfortunately, again with Zelda and the Sheik conversation from earlier,
She
you
got
have
fucked.
Sheik who is top tier.
Yep.
She way up here, and then you have this. Oh yeah, she sucks, so we split her in half.
I think they took away the challenge of that too. As Zelda, to get to the Sheik thing, it was a challenge, and you ruined the game.
I agree. And then last but not least is good old Jigglypuff.
I can't believe that one.
If you can learn how to do Jigglypuff and do Jigglypuff well, kudos to you. Fuck you, but kudos, and you'll win everything. If you can actually master the sleep headbutt combo, because that's all she has.
I'm thinking.
And the puff thing floating, the Kirby float back.
I'm thinking if you think about it though, in the top tier set, the speed characters are less likely to get slept.
Get slept.
That might
Get
be true.
Yeah,
don't slip.
So I'm thinking that's the reason why
College
it's so
grad.
far
I
down.
think it's weird that
Get
there's
slept.
no items allowed in these tournaments.
Oh, that's I don't get that.
And
shit.
honestly, I don't know if that was based on this tier rating.
Don't get that
I
shit.
I would almost bet that items were in it because that's why all the faster
people
the
got
faster
to 'em.
people got to it because you can get to the items over the slower people. So I don't know the tournament ranking on that, but there you go. That is what Super Smash Bros. Wiki has to say about the top tiers for Super Smash Bros. I know I was gonna only do the top, but after we got like in the middle, I figured I was committed.
No, it makes sense.
So
Wowzers.
All right, well, let's
And
go around the
this
horn and
guy.
see what everybody's doing. Nobody gives a fuck about that guy. And Frank, what do you got going on?
Well, coming soon, by soon I mean like August, there'll be new Franks for everything. In other words, we're going to start filming Thursday, and by the time we get to actually editing, the processing, and all that stuff, it'll be like August, September. There's going to be new of that coming out, so I know you're looking forward to that. Otherwise, I still have a couple game reviews in the works that I'm trying to work through, but I don't know how to use the editor, so it's taking me a little bit to actually figure life out because I'm stupid and I drink a lot. So kids, don't drink because then you become stupid and you don't know how to work things. Or drink a lot because it makes you happy.
Or makes you Gibby.
Oh God, is that what I'm becoming?
You're close.
Let's hope not.
If you start squawking, I'm gonna check you in. Frank Klein, what do you got going on?
Usually I come on your show and I plug fucking stand-up shows, but both clubs where I did stand-up closed up. So if you're listening and you know where the fuck I could do stand-up comedy, please fucking tell me, because my only options are like Philadelphia at this point.
Or he stays here on the show. Huh?
Yeah, or I just stay on the fucking show.
There you go. Gibby, what do you got to plug?
Alright, guys, I hope you liked our interview with Subsieged and the game developers. Well, I guess just one. I'll be doing a game review on that probably tomorrow. So you'll please look out for that. And please email me at dacemanshow@gmail.com. I got a thing on YouTube that apparently sucks, but please check me out as I read. And that's pretty much all I got.
All right, like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dace Man Show. Go follow us over at Twitter, at The Dace Man Show. Follow me personally on Twitter at The Dace Man. Give us a heart here on twitch.tv/Dace Man and Friends. Check out the Musically Challenged series every Monday at noon. And coming this May, The Factly Man, starring yours truly and Chris Pompadre. Also Fridays replacing Frank's for Everything until they come out with Season 2. Dace-tacular Game Night featuring Mad Libs. And I think that's actually, check out all our game reviews and Let's Plays. Hopefully we'll get like some Twitch stuff going again. So, for the few. Nope, nothing. All the way over there getting a beer.
For the Gibbies. And he walked away, so it didn't matter.
So
go.
For the few.
Go.
For the proud.
For my chicken!
And the Dace-tacular. Thank you guys for hanging out for 200 episodes. See you next Tuesday.